Well, right now, I truly believe that this state's attorney, Angela Corey, is going to do the right thing. I think that there is going to be a charge. I can tell you right now, it's not going to be murder one. I know that from knowing the laws of the state in Florida. She's not going to a grand jury. There'll be no murder one charge. Okay, Cheryl McCollum, you're the director of Cold Case Investigative Research Institute. All you do is analyze crime scenes. The forensics in this case, which nobody is talking about.
That's right.
Are going to determine whether there's going to be a charge. Because we've heard several stories, and I'm going to go back to you, Taffy, so don't just jump in and start talking on top of McCollum. Put Taffy up. We've heard several stories about what happened. Now, I can't attribute all those stories to Zimmerman because people in his camp are telling different stories. But if the story is, Cheryl, that he was following Trayvon Martin, backed off, and Martin came and attacked him, and they were grappling, and the gun went off, that sounds like an accident. If it's self-defense under that scenario, you're going to have gunshot residue. You may even have stippling, burn marks around the bullet hole, the wound, the entrance wound. You're going to be able to look at the trajectory path of the bullet. Did it go up? Did it go down from left to right, right to left? You can tell all sorts of things by forensics alone. I spoke to the mortuary owner, the funeral home owner. He prepared Trayvon Martin's body for funeral, and there were no marks, there were no bruises, there were no scrapes on his hands. How can that happen? If he says Martin decked him, why isn't there anything on his hand?
Nancy,
what about it, Cheryl? What are we looking for?
Forensics are key, and I will tell you, the blood that should be on Mr. Zimmerman should be Mr. Martin's. Forget his nose. If you shot somebody at close range while they're on top of you, the blowback, you should have Mr. Martin's blood on his jacket. They should have taken his jacket. They did not.
They did.
They said they didn't. They said they didn't have it. And here's the other thing, Nancy, the gunshot residue, if Mr. Martin was in the rain, is being washed away. It's short-lived evidence. A lot of the evidence that we could have had has gone away. And just like your last caller, here's what people need to do. They need to wait for the science to come through, the trajectory, whether the entrance was above or below
right there.
The exit.
Did you see that? Were you looking at your monitor? Did you see that? All right, Taffy. Why are you saying they took his jacket?
I'm in the camp of due process and jurisprudence. Here's the police report. Let's talk.
You don't wave that at me. I've got it right here, too. Do you wave in a police report? Does not mean anything to me.
He needs to be in the
make
camp
your
of
point,
truth.
Taffy.
I'm in the camp of due process.
Yeah,
the narrative of the officer on the scene clearly states he was in close contact with George Zimmerman. George also wanted me to share with you that he was compliant with that dispatcher on 911. Compliant. He did not
I appreciate
refuse
that.
it.
My question to you is, you just told me they took his jacket, but this says they did not take his jacket.
Of course
Nancy,
they did.
can I say one more thing? Mr. Martin was face down. They've got to do a reenactment to tell us how he became face down.
I can answer that.
Okay,
so you were not there.
Let's hear what Taffy has to say. Go ahead, Frank.
When Trayvon was pounding George's head into the concrete,
allegedly,
which became the lethal weapon in this case, because everybody always said he just had some Skittles and some Arizona iced tea.
Please
the
make your
concrete
point, sir.
became the lethal weapon. At that point, when he shot Mr. Martin at close range, he went to his side. When you are shot and you're gasping for air, you go to your side, and then you fall over forward. You don't lay on your back. You don't go straight back. You lay on your side, and you're gasping for air, and then you fall forward with your last exhale of breath. That explains why he was face down in the grass when the officers arrived.
Is this what Zimmerman told you? Did Zimmerman tell you this, Taffy? Cheryl, please. Did Zimmerman tell you this, Taffy?
No, this is what I gathered from the police information.
Taffy, you keep acting like you've talked to Zimmerman, and then I find out you're
I did.
getting all your information from the Orlando Sentinel.
I talked to him.
God bless him.
Well, thank you.